So um, we saw like on the way home on the drive today, we saw like 5 cybertrucks. I don't think there's anything on the road that drives me more crazy than a goddamn cybertruck. It has to be the ugliest vehicle that I've ever seen.
Yeah, and let alone like, aren't they like going? Isn't this their like eighth recall? Like they're going through.
Yeah, the one I saw today, the guy had like a no offense to veterans because I respect everything they do, but it was just like it's like you remember back in the day when people would take like their MacBooks and they would get them dipped. And so like the back cover, it was like it had a design like dip
Yeah, like
painted
they.
across the whole top. It was like that. It was all like it was like the Navy symbol and like there was boats across it and like Navy airplanes and like it was all Navy. But not like the school, not like the Navy like where you go to train, like the university. It was just like the Navy, like this guy was obviously like a naval airman or whatever.
Mhm.
And it was so ugly. And like I'm to this point now where like I used to like look and shake my head at people every time I passed a Cybertruck, but
Mhm.
now I'm just like I force myself not to look because I think it's worse for them because I think they want people to look. I
Yeah,
think
they want people to.
it's one of those things where like only people who want outward attention
Mhm.
buy a vehicle that ugly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, it's an EV. Like, but like reality, you can get any EV that's like cheaper and probably like
Yeah.
better. But it's like when you're going down, when you're like sitting with your windows open in the summer and you just hear a fucking blaring motorcycle. Like,
Oh
I
God.
don't mind motorcycles. Like, they have their purpose. Like, people like them like at like as an idea of a motorcycle, but it's like the same thing. It's like, let me blare my hog and fucking just like try to get people to look.
Welcome to Basement Boys. This will be a weekly show, so we'll talk about movies, TV, sports, everything, anything we're interested in. It's going to be on here.
Mhm.
So let's just go through today's episode breakdown. So we got some movie, TV news, some trailers. The big premiere this week was Snow White, even though both of us hated it. And then we're going to jump into sports news. So we got NFL news. The big thing this week is Aaron Rodgers. That saga is still going on, much to my chagrin. NBA news, MLB news, and then we'll wrap it up with whatever else we've been watching, listening to, reading, and then send it off with some wild and crazy stories from this week's news cycle. So, jumping right into movie TV news, The Bourne rights are gone from Universal, so there's a bidding war going on now, apparently. I like the first 3 movies in that franchise. I don't know how you feel about it.
I love the first three. I think they are probably like before John Wick, like that movie series. I think that was probably my favorite like action series, just because it was kind of like not like your typical action series, because it was kind of mind bending a little bit, because you're like, this guy's like, who the hell is this guy? Like, he's just as confused as we are, and we're like a kind of like an unreliable narrator in a way, and just taking on a ride. And
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I think, too, before, because, I mean, they kind of came out around the same time as, like, Mission Impossible started to come out, but I think they kind of popularized the, like, spy noir genre.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of like blew up in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
And before, like Mission Impossible is definitely like the quintessential, like, I feel like spy franchise now, just because it's so big at this point. But at the time, like, I feel like the Bourne movies were like the hottest ones on the market, and like those first 3, they're all good. Like they're high quality films. I mean, Matt Damon's awesome in them. It's just the last 2. It's just like, they tried to do like a soft reboot with Jeremy Renner, and it was fine, but like,
Yeah, it was just okay.
and then they brought Damon back for pretty much like I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure that movie, like the latest one, was around the time that like Jurassic World and Force Awakens all came out. So it was really like one of those like nostalgia bait old franchise like reboots or whatever. So I don't know. I guess I'm interested to see like where it goes, but from what I was reading, it sounds like Netflix and Amazon are like the two big ones, and I'm just like, oh god, please fucking don't. Like they don't need another franchise.
I don't think either of them need another franchise. In all honesty, yeah, Amazon is more like underrated. Like as far as like having good like franchises, as far as like you have Invincible, you have Fallout, and you have like what am I missing? What am I forgetting? That another big one that was on there. I guess Lord of the Rings is also huge, even though it's like
Reacher. I like Reacher. I mean, Reacher. Not a lot. I don't know anybody that watches Reacher, honestly, besides me, but it's fun. It's a fun, goofy show. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I like those three. I don't know if Damon's going to be involved, maybe as a producer, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Tommy Cruise is getting a month-long celebration sponsored by the British Film Institute for his contribution to movies.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I don't really know. From what I saw, I don't really know what they're going to be doing. I guess they're going to be running like small Tom Cruise film festivals, I suppose, and
they might be. My guess would be like bringing back like some of his earlier films, like his stuff in that like the 90s, 80s, and stuff like that.
It sounds like he'll also be doing like small little press junkets, just talking about like what it's like being a producer and an actor and all of his success, I guess. I feel like Tom Cruise is such a polarizing figure because a lot of people just think of him as like this weird Scientologist creeper. But to be honest with you, he's one of my favorite actors just because the contributions that he's given to like Hollywood. Like the dude just does not stop, and he like gives everything into every movie he does, whether or not that movie's good.
Yeah,
like I appreciate that. Like he's definitely dedicated to his craft for sure.
And on top of that, like every like news story you hear about him on the set of like some of his movies, he just makes sure that everyone gets paid. Like from like when they were filming, like I'm thinking probably not the last Mission Impossible, but the one before it, because that came out in like
during COVID.
Yeah, during COVID, he made sure like everyone was like taken care of and like stuff like that. So it's like, though he has weird beliefs in Scientology and stuff like that, and the problematic stuff that cult has. I'm not.
It's for sure a cult.
Yeah, that cult has like caused like throughout its years.
Oh yeah, I don't condone any of that. My biggest thing, like I used to kind of be like one of those people who was just like, oh, I don't like this person. They're in this movie. I'm not seeing it. But like now I'm to the point where it's like, you have to get to a point where you learn to separate the art from the artist. Like, I love Tom Cruise, the actor. I don't give a shit about Tom Cruise in his personal life. Like, I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Unless it's, like, egregious and, like to the point where it's, like, just outright. And they're also, them being awful actor/actress doesn't help. But, like, there's, like, a line where I'm like, I'm not seeing that because they are definitely problematic. Like makes me uncomfortable watching it to an extent.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I just, I don't know. Like me, Brad Pitt's my favorite actor, and not just like every time someone posts like an article about like, oh, this is who Brad Pitt's dating, I'm like, I don't give a I don't care. I've never understood like the infatuation with like celebrity personal lives and like treating them like these, like idols to be worshipped. You know what I mean? That part has always been so weird to me.
Yeah, it's like,
and I just don't understand it.
I will enjoy the memes about every single meme of what is it, Leo and the number 25 and how he just puts his girlfriends on the shelf after they hit a certain age.
Yeah, that's weird.
Which is weird. It's just weird. That dude's like 50 and just like, yeah, I'm not. Age gaps bother me. So.
No, I get it. Mac, I threw this one in just for me, honestly. I'm pretty sure you probably don't care, but Coco's getting a sequel. So that's
I
exciting.
saw that it was getting a sequel, and I know people were like saying like, how did this movie get a sequel? Like, how are they going to wrap it up? And I don't really know anything about the movie. Apparently, so
2029 release date.
that's so why. And I I just want
Yeah.
I miss the days when I didn't like know a movie was kind of coming. Like I like if it was announced, but like I wish it didn't tell me the release date until the trailer drops. You know what I mean? Or like projected
Yeah.
release
Yeah.
dates because it's just like now I gotta wait.
I
Like
remember.
even though I'm
Just
probably go ahead.
remember at the beginning of the MCU when we didn't know about the next movie until we saw a post-credit scene. Remember how amazing that was?
Yeah,
It's just crazy
yeah.
thinking about
I
now.
wish
Now they just pack up Hall H every year and announce shit. Half of it
and
doesn't get made.
yeah, it's like this is this is our game plan for 2030. You would think that you know if they had it all planned out that far, you'd think it would be a little bit less convoluted. But that's
Yeah.
just me.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw this news. I'm indifferent. I love Coco. Coco's one of my favorite Pixar movies, and my kid loves it a lot. And
Hmm.
it's cool seeing it since my wife is Hispanic in heritage, and so like it's cool just like him getting to be exposed to that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
And he loves the music, and it's fantastic. The animation's amazing. He loves like he'll watch that movie all the time, like probably 4 times a week. And so it makes me enjoy it even more, but it's also like it's one of those Pixar films where it's like the story was wrapped up. We don't need a continuation of this. Like it was a good story. It all fell into place at the end, and it's been wrapped up perfectly. And so I don't know, like it could be cool, I guess.
yeah.
Coco sequel could be interesting, but at the same time, I'm just like the first one's great. You don't need to ruin it with a unnecessary sequel.
Yeah, kind of like whenever they make like an unnecessary sequel or like prequels to things, like it just kind of ruins the film's legacy and kind of like makes it like because especially if it's like not received well, it kind of makes people think like, oh, I hate like recency bias, like oh, was the first one even that good? But like we know that the first one was actually pretty good, and like it just kind of puts a little like caveat to the whole entire like oh I like Coco but I hate the second one, like you got to say that, but like it
Yeah.
doesn't really I mean you don't have to say it but people feel the need to.
Announced Sadie Sink of Stranger Things fame has been cast in Spider-Man 4. You excited about that?
I mean yeah, I mean she's good. Like I haven't really seen her in anything else outside of Stranger Things, but she was decent. She was like pretty good in that, so it's like kind of hard to tell because it's like because I'm trying to think of what else she was in
Yeah,
recently that just came out.
she just had like an independent. It's some I can't even remember the name of it. It's some independent film that premiered last week, but it got really good reviews. I think.
I know
Pretty
she was
good
in The
reviews.
Whale, right?
Yeah, she was.
pretty
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I haven't loved Stranger Things since season 1. I think all the other seasons have been fine. But I do think in season 4 she was very good. Like she was one of the standouts in season 4, I think.
Yeah.
So the rumor is a lot of people think she's going to be playing the real MJ. I don't know if that's true. I think that's kind of dumb. I mean, I get that Zendaya's not Mary Jane. She's like, I think her name's Michelle Jones in the movie.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's just you're just gonna have two MJs in the same universe. It seems a
Yeah.
little ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, it's like, and it's like kind of I wonder if it's like has to do with that kind of like when the rumors were like, oh, it's gonna be a multiversal thing, and when everyone's hoping it's gonna be street level, and kind of like him becoming like friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and stuff like that. Like, that's what I was hoping they were going. That's where I was hoping they were going, and I hope they kind of like, though it is kind of like supposed to be this multiversal saga, like for this phase, whatever phase they're on right now, 5 now, I think, 4, finishing up 4, almost on 5.
No, I think we're at 6. No, we're 6.
Oh
I
my,
think.
I missed a whole phase, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I think having two kind of the same character, quote unquote, because that's kind of the role that Zendaya was playing, was the love interest slash MJ like person, as far as like that role was filled, and it kind of feels like I would rather see like it'd be nice to have her in it as a different role, or as maybe like a different like maybe have her as like kind of a play on what is it, Gwen? No, yeah, Gwen, right?
Some people,
Gwen Stacy.
There's a rumor there's a rumor she might be playing Gwen, this universe's Gwen Stacy, but like I don't. It's weird that like you would go out of your way to cast a redheaded actress, a prominent redheaded actress, if they're not going to be playing MJ, I guess.
Yeah,
but I don't. So there's Gwen Stacy's a rumor. Jean Grey's another rumor. I don't think that one makes a lot of sense. Like, why would you introduce? They want to introduce all the mutants at the same time. Why would you put her in Spider-Man? I don't know. And then there was also like Black Cat, I think Kitty Pryde or
yeah, which I guess we'll find out eventually as we get closer to whenever that movie's supposed to come out, because who knows. But yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's supposed to come out. It's unfortunate because Spider-Man 4 is almost but confirmed to be coming out in between the next two Avengers films. So it's most certainly going to be a multiversal film, which sucks because I just feel like at the end of 3, like the first trilogy was kind of like this Peter's full origin story into like the everyman, poor, grounded, street level Spider-Man. You know what I mean? And then like they kind of indicated that in the final scene when he like made his own suit. He's living in a shitty apartment that he can clearly barely afford. He's all on his own, and you're like, okay, cool. This is the Spider-Man we want. We're finally getting it. And then now it's just going to be like a multiversal story, probably.
Yeah,
which kind of
stinks. It's like not everything has to be like to quote the meme, an Avengers level threat.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like to go from like that multiversal kind of like nod to the other Peter Parkers and like all that, like where can you really go with that? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know in the comics Venom is like interdimensional, and I mean in the third one's post-credit scene he is there, you know, the Tom Hardy's one. There's also like Dakota Johnson's what was that, Madam Web? She's multiversal, but like obviously they're not going to tie that movie in, but they could make that character in this universe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They could tie in like into the Spider-Verse maybe. I don't know if they'll do that though, but I guess we'll see.
I know they did mention, there was like a rumor that they mentioned about like using animated characters in.
Yeah, I did see that.
And I don't know how I feel about that, because it's like it's gonna be a little too
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and like yeah, that shit is cool, and like I love Roger Rabbit. I watched that shit all the time when I was a kid, but it was a comedy, so like I just feel like they should leave the animated stuff animated and the non-animated stuff, like the live action stuff, live action, and kind of like have that separated. And like, yeah, you can tell those stories, but you don't have to tie them into the thing, because I just feel like then it gets too convoluted, like as far as like characters, as far as like losing the plot, so to speak.
Yeah. And even if I'm even fine with, if you do want to tie them into each other, just do what James Gunn's doing. Like they just did Creature Commandos, and like Rick Flagg's dad's in that, but he's also going to be in live action Superman. It's the same character. So whatever medium they're doing, they just transition it to that medium type. So just do it that way. Like I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I would be fine. I would be more fine with that. As long as it's like, I don't know. I just feel like I think overall, I'm hoping that it's going to be a like, I mean, I know it's going to be fun at least. But I at least hope it's going to be like good and kind of like a little bit more grounded than the like, at least the last one felt, as far as like kind of like the threat. And I hope it's going to be more of his movie, because it seems like even though it was 3 Spider-Mans and that one, it still didn't feel like he wasn't like, he like did redeem himself in the end, but like and redeemed himself and kind of saved uh, Zendaya or MJ, but like at the same time he's still like I just feel like he needs his own thing where because he's on a different arc, kind of just rediscovering himself to an extent.
Mac, we got some trailers. You want to talk about trailers?
Yeah.
So,
two of the three I've enjoyed. I'm gonna let.
I'm gonna guess the one you didn't was Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah, I could really care less about this movie. I like Adam Sandler. I just don't think. I think he's, in all honesty, better as a dramatic actor than a comedian.
100%. Yeah, I do. Well, first of all, do you like the first Happy Gilmore? Because I love the first Happy Gilmore.
I do I think the first Happy Gilmore is funny for when it came out, but like I feel like doing that same thing over again kind of is like beating a dead horse. Like yeah, it's been like almost 30, like probably over 30 years at this point since the last one came out.
Yeah, that movie came out in like 95 maybe. It was mid 90s, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, I love all of those Adam Sandler 90s movies, honestly. Like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Big Daddy. Those, I think those movies, honestly, they still hold up today. But like, I watched this trailer the other day. I knew this was coming. I wasn't excited for it. I watched the trailer when it came out, and it definitely did like that Force Awakens style, like nostalgia bait. Like tried to kick up your emotions with like showing all the old characters and like showing him in his jersey like on the green, and you're just like, I will be honest, after I watched it I was like, well, maybe it might be good, and then like 5 minutes went by and I was like, this is gonna be bad. Like I just remember after he didn't get nominated for Uncut Gems, and he was like, if I don't get nominated for Uncut Gems, I'm going to make a bunch of shitty movies on Netflix, and he sure is doing that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's hilarious to me that he did that, one, but two, like, I don't know if Happy Gilmore 2 is supposed to be a part of that or if it's actually supposed to be good, but I don't think it's going to be good either way.
Yeah. I just think because it's like it's kind of like formulaic at this point. Like every they're bringing back this movie. Like every sequel that kind of comes out like 20 years kind of plays on that nostalgia card and doesn't really have anything new to add. Though I will say there's like one exception, which is like Top Gun. Even though it is like the exact same movie, basically, it is still just as exciting.
I think it's better. I'm of the opinion that Top Gun Maverick's better than Top Gun.
I think so too. I think so too. I watched both. Honestly, I watched both in the same week because they were like when Top Gun Maverick came out, like they were having Top Gun marathons. So I watched that and then I watched the next one, and I was kind of like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it just improved. It's like one of the few that improved on the original idea, but still played on that heavy nostalgia, heavy like kind of reiterating the same jokes, kind of hoping that they land again, and most of the time they don't. As far as like at least a comedy sequel that hasn't been released in like 30 years.
Yeah. I know. I think it looks bad. And it also sucks because Carl Weathers passed away. So, you know, we don't get Chubbs back in it, which sucks because he is a integral part of the first movie, even though he died. But,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Then we got a trailer for One Battle After Another, which is Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie. I don't know if I love Paul Thomas Anderson. I don't know if you're into his filmography as much as I am.
Not really. I've seen.
You've definitely seen There Will Be Blood, right?
Yeah.
I know.
I love that movie.
I think I've seen every single one of his movies, and I love almost every one of them. Like he did Boogie Nights.
Oh yeah, and I've also watched Boogie Nights too, and I like that movie as well.
He did The Master. I don't know if you ever saw The Master.
Isn't that that's one of
it's Joaquin and Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, that's one of his Philip Seymour Hoffman's one of his last films.
Yeah, And then his latest one was Licorice Pizza, which was very good. It's kind of like a Philip Seymour Hoffman's son is actually the lead in it.
Well, that's cool.
But it's really good. It's kind of like it's like one of those teenage coming of age stories, and it's a fun movie. It's like it's fun. It's funny. It takes place like in Hollywood in like I want to say the 80s, 70s, 80s, and it's all about this group of like loser kids who are trying to make like a film.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a fun and like it's a little bit of like a romantic comedy as well. So it's a very good movie. So the trailer we got for this is just a teaser for the trailer. I hate how they do this now, but apparently the trailer's coming out tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, I think it said next week, Monday, like the 24th in the trailer. I did just watch it like a little bit ago, but it looks actually intriguing. I'm kind of curious. It kind of made me curious. I hate when they do teasers for trailers unless it's like an actual like announcement teaser, kind of like kind of what I don't know, just in general, like, oh, this is an announcement, like 50-second or 30-second like title announcement, or like kind of like just to build up hype for it. That's different. This is like a teaser for the trailer, which is like, when did we get here as far as like stuff like that.
Yeah. I've tried to look. I don't really know what this movie is about. I'm thinking because the teaser for the trailer doesn't give you a lot. It just kind of showed you glimpses of the cast and like a little bit of drama, but like I don't know. I thought I saw online that Leo's character is supposed to be like a veteran with PTSD, but I could be like dead wrong on that. But the cast looks great. I mean, you got Leo, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Regina Hall. Like, it's a really good cast. His films always have like really expansive, talented casts. Honestly,
yeah.
So I am excited. I mean, I enjoy all of his movies, even though I have no idea what this movie's about. But I don't know. I know it'll most likely be good.
Yeah, so it says on, I'm looking at just a basic summary. It says when their evil enemy resurfaces after 16 years, a group of ex-revolutionaries reunite to rescue one of their own's daughter. So that's just general.
I was way off base.
But I mean, he could still be a veteran, like as far as like, you know.
Yeah. And then the last trailer we got this week was The Materialist, which I think looks really good.
It does look good.
If you're into romantic comedies, I don't even know if it's considered a comedy. I guess
I don't think it looked. I don't. There might be comedic moments because
it says rom-com in it on the Wikipedia page.
Hey, you know,
this is from the lady who wrote and directed Past Lives. I never saw Past Lives, but I've heard it's very, very good. She got nominated for Past Lives, and it's supposed to be a very good. I think it's just a romantic drama. Yeah.
Yeah.
But from everything I've heard, that movie's great. So I am looking forward to this. I mean, you get Chris Evans, Pedro Pascal, and Dakota Johnson, who are all very good actors.
Yeah, like a love triangle with Pedro Pascal and freaking Chris Evans. You can't go wrong there.
Dude, Pedro Pascal is just oozing charisma in this whole trailer. Just walking around, dressed to the nines. His mustache just looking perfect. And then, like, I like Chris Evans in roles like this. I just feel, ever since he left Marvel, he's just done kind of shit. And so, like, I'm glad he's actually, like, in a good movie again. Mm-hmm. At least what looks like a good movie.
Yeah, I think it will be, like, for what it is, like, I think it will be a good movie. I mean, like, it's kind of hard to, like, from the premise of it, like, it looks good. Like, it kind of looks like what is the movie that came out and like, Hitch. It's like a better version of that.
I did get a sense of that at the beginning. She's like a matchmaker.
Yeah,
like,
but like,
just like, is this Hitch?
Yeah, it looks like a better version of Hitch, in all honesty.
Yeah. I was just looking at the cast list for this. Sawyer Spielberg is in it, who is Steven Spielberg's son, apparently. I had no idea one of his sons took up acting, so that's kind of cool, I guess. Yeah. It looks good. I mean, enjoy rom-coms, and I enjoy rom-coms that deal with complicated issues surrounding like love, because I think it is complicated for everybody. I don't like these rom-coms that are just like these silly, paint by numbers style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This one looks like it'll be filled with drama. There's going to be like some heartbreak, and it'll be definitely like, it feels more grounded and more realistic.
Yeah, and I think the like kind of question it's asking, it's like, what do you want out of a relationship, and kind of like painting that as like she has two kind of like, does she go for like, and it seems like Chris Evans' character, they have like a history together, like probably like they dated in the past or something like that, and things didn't work out, or maybe they were gonna date or something. I guess we'll figure out in the movie. But it's like, what do you want? Do you want like, I guess someone who has it all, or someone you can like kind of? It seems like someone you can build something with.
Yeah,
at least.
like Pedro Pascal's this wealthy, stylish, good-looking fella, sweeps her off her feet, but she's not really connecting with him, it seems like. And then, you got Chris Evans, who's just down on his luck, dirty waiter grub that does weddings, but he's cool, I guess. So, do you want the cool guy, or do you want the guy who's got like an 85-inch flat screen TV? You know what I mean? He's built into his wall.
He's got roommates. Chris Evans got roommates.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into Snow White, the big premiere this weekend. It was terrible, I thought. What did you think?
I got through it. It was bad.
Pretty bad. I'm just pulling up the Rotten Tomatoes score real quick. I just want to see what it's at.
It might be higher than what I thought.
I don't care. For those listening, I don't care about the critic score. That doesn't matter to me. You got to look at the audience score. That tells you, geez, the audience score is 73%. That's pretty high.
Okay, then I care about that. The critic score is 44%. I think you got to look at some movies you can trust. You can't trust the audience, and this is one of those movies that you can't 100%. Trust. It's
the audience score for the new Captain America is kind of high. I'm pretty sure, and I did not like that movie very much at all.
I guess a good thing about like reviews is kind of, they're like, is it subjective? They're subjective.
Subjective.
Yeah, I always get those objective and subjective mixed. You can like a movie that everyone hates, and you can hate a movie that everyone loves. But I think the outside of like, I think Rachel Zegler, she definitely carried this movie.
100%. She was very good. I know there was a lot of controversy surrounding her casting, but I thought she was very good.
Yeah, she can. If they actually, like, I can't tell how much editing they do, like, as far as like when people sing, but from what I've found from comparing the two leads, she, like, I honestly couldn't really get through Gal Gadot's.
Can Gal Gadot sing? The whole time I was watching, I was like, can she even sing?
I don't think.
Did they hire an actress who can't sing?
I think she couldn't sing. I think she can't sing.
They saw Johnny Depp's performance in Sweeney Todd, and they were like, oh, you can just teach someone to sing. And they were just like, well, fucking, it's not that easy.
Yeah. Well, they obviously can't teach someone to act either, so.
Oh, dude. Gal Gadot is the worst part of this movie, for sure. I've never really liked her as an actress.
No.
I thought the first Wonder Woman was cool. It doesn't mean she was great in it. And she's bad in Justice League, in my opinion.
She's bad in everything she's in.
I also thought the entire time I was watching this movie, and look, as someone who loves movies and actors and stuff, I try not to give a shit about people's looks. But I think in movies, when you cast a guy in a role, you want him to either look like super handsome or at least look super interesting.
Mm.
This dude that played Snow White's love interest just looked like the most average, like,
he looked like a
unnoticeable person I had ever seen. And every time he was on screen, every time he was on screen, I was like, I had to like remind myself that he was like a principal part of this movie. And I was just like, this guy is not giving me anything. Like, I just could not pay attention anytime he was on screen.
Yeah. So like, it has been so long since I've seen like Snow White or anything. So
I watched it like a year ago. I went through a run through and watched all of the Disney animated like theatrical releases. Most of it was bad, but
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot like this. I mean, I can't really remember the songs. I don't know if the songs are the same.
Hmm.
I did see online someone said they removed a song. I have no idea which song it was.
Yeah.
The story's essentially the same. I mean, we're not spoiling it for anyone. Like the evil queen banishes Snow White from the kingdom, and then she finds out she's still alive, so she tries to poison her, and then the prince saves her, and then they take the kingdom back, and
Yeah.
the witch dies. So it's the same thing. The evil queen, whatever.
Yeah. Every time, I just, I can't like honestly, just like in good faith, like, just I hate most Disney remakes of
Oh
live action
yeah,
remakes.
I'm so over it.
I I just feel like if you are going to remake something and just like suck most of the life out of it and kind of like literally like everything magical about Disney um kind of is ruined by these movies. Like every time I see like that
Yeah.
new Lion King, I'm just like this sucks.
Oh, it
Like
looks terrible, dude.
like
They have no emotion whatsoever. It's because in the 2D animation, you can make the lions emote like they're humans. You
yeah.
can't do that in realistic 3D animation. It just doesn't
Yeah.
work like that.
Like like that's why I have a problem with the Stitch remake. That's why I have a problem with all of these remakes that they're doing. It's just like they can't capture like the personality of the film. Like they just all feel like they're the same movie.
Yeah,
And
I
like
I will admit there's two of them I like. I like the Cinderella remake. I don't know if you ever saw that one, but that one's really fun.
the
Um,
Jungle Book.
Yeah, I do like the Favreau Jungle Book, and the reason I like the Favreau Jungle Book, one because it's good and I love the Jungle Book, but two, because they changed the ending, and that's my other gripe with these remakes. It's like if you're just gonna remake the same movie, then why do it at all? Like at least add something to it,
Hmm.
and like so in Jungle Book they changed the ending. Mowgli stays in the jungle, which that's the ending I've always wanted. I've always thought that was a way cooler ending than having him return to the man village.
Yeah.
And then Cinderella, I just think because Kenneth Branagh directed Cinderella, so it's very like whimsical and magical, and like it's got like he's like renowned for like being very into like he does like everything he does is like Shakespearean style. So like I think him directing Cinderella made it like a really fun movie. So I enjoy that one, but the rest of them it's just like Beauty and the Beast wasn't terrible, but it's the same. It's the exact same movie, and
Hmm.
the animated one's better. So it's like why, if
Yeah.
they're the exact same movie, why would I watch that one over the animated one?
It's like I can understand like you're remaking a movie that was like lauded in its time and you go back and it's not really it doesn't like hold it up to like modern like it doesn't like feel like a classic or like it needs like an update like kind of um
Yeah,
like Nosferatu is a perfect example. Like that movie was made like I know that there was a version in the 70s but like still like I feel like this one like you have to do enough differently as well as like kind of modernize it because you can't really like like to justify its existence because I feel like if you're going to make a movie I just feel like some movies kind of lose the plot because they're supposed to be forms of art not just like yeah they make money they give people jobs and stuff like that but at the same time I just feel like if you're just kind of remaking it it's like people can tell you're like
yeah,
people I mean I feel like it's because it's Disney it'll probably still make some money but the fact of the matter is it still sucks.
yeah. I take that back. There one of the remakes is Christopher Robin. Christopher Robin's very good. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Ewan McGregor plays like an older Christopher Robin, and it's a lot of fun.
I just
It's
feel
a
like
really good movie.
that's different though.
It is different because it's
Like a sequel.
technically I don't yeah technically it is a sequel to the original theatrical animated Winnie the Pooh, so it's not even really a remake. But yeah, it's technically a sequel, but they list it in that category for whatever reason. But that one's good. But this one, like you said, I agree with you. Rachel Zegler was good. She had a ton of controversy surrounding her, like I said, for various reasons. Everybody was mad because she's Hispanic and they cast her as Snow White and whatever. I don't
Like who
give a
cares?
shit.
She looks like Snow White. Like,
she was good, and she was good. Her haircut sucked. I will
yeah, I
say
mean, like
that.
that's Snow White. Snow White's
Every
hair
time,
sucks.
every time she was on screen, all I could think about was Lord Farquaad. And
Oh,
so like I
dude,
just like,
maybe that's why I liked it, because I fucking love Lord Farquaad.
and then I thought the set designs were pretty good. Like the dwarves' house looked good.
Yeah,
It looked
the
interesting.
dwarves look
and
scary,
cool.
but
The dwarves were terrible. Here's my thing. First of all, one of those dwarves was played by a little person, but they don't want to show the actual little person. They just cover him up as CGI, which doesn't really make sense to me. And like, from
yeah,
all I've read, the people who have dwarfism, they want to work in films. And like, it's just like, why wouldn't you just cast like 8 of them?
yeah, like literally,
Like, there's famous ones out there.
there's fame, and there's probably like it's also like could be an opportunity for people who have like who have dwarfism or want to get into acting. Like, you can either hire the people that like famous people that people know that are like actors with dwarfism, or you can just hire like new people as well, new people that are vying to get these roles. And it just kind of like also like look at Oompa Loompas, look at like the like Wizard of Oz, and like anything else as far as like using like actual people to like portray like different perspectives. Like Lord of the Rings did it, and it looks great, like still to this
Yeah.
day. Like,
Yeah.
even though they didn't hire like an actual dwarf to play Gimli, it's still like you can still shoot in
Yeah.
that perspective. But like if you actually have people who are dwarves or who have dwarfism,
Yeah, like why? You're right though. Why wouldn't you just do that? Like what
it's
they
so
did with
much.
John Rhys Davies in Lord of the Rings. Just make it a perspective
And
thing.
I just feel like it looks better, and I feel like I
Dude, they
don't.
look horrible. They're so creepy looking. It
Yeah,
looks bad, dude. The CGI is not good. Like the trailers came out and everybody's like, "Oh, I'm sure it'll be improved in the movie," which is fucking. I feel like they always say that shit, and it never is. And it
No.
wasn't. It looked terrible. But I was just looking. One of the dwarves, I don't know which one it was, but he was played by Martin Kleba, who's the guy with dwarfism who's in all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So this guy's literally been in like Disney A-list movies and as a man with dwarfism, and they were like, hey, we'll cast you as one of these dwarves, but just FYI, we're going to cover you with CGI. So no one's definitely going to recognize your voice, by the way. So it's just like, why? I just don't understand.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it was overall struggled to get through. I did skip Gal Gadot's song. I started it and I just couldn't get through it. That's probably
She's so bad, dude.
uh,
Was it the one where she's about to execute the huntsman? And
Yeah.
she like starts snapping her fingers and singing.
Yeah,
It's so bad,
yeah.
dude.
She also like she's not like she's just a bad actress.
Yeah.
She's terrible. I don't know how she keeps like getting these roles. Like people are confused that she's good, but like she's not. She's like bad actress. I've never probably, hopefully never watching another movie with her in it. But yeah, I don't know. Rachel Ziegler hopefully has a bright future in other movies. I will, like, if it's a good movie, I mean, like, if it's an interesting movie, I'll probably watch it. whether
Yeah,
or
she
not-
was in
whether
she was in West Side
Wasn't she
Story.
in
She
the,
was very good in that. Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. It was good.
there's another.
Yeah. Oh
Wasn't
my
she
God.
in?
Snow White's projected to take home $100 million. It cost $350 million to make.
Oh,
It's
she was
gonna
also in
flop.
she was also in the Hunger Games movie, the prequel that came out like 2 years
yeah,
ago.
I'm not interested in that though, dude. I've never seen any of those movies. To be
I never
honest
watched
with you.
any of them either. I feel like I missed
It's
out.
like they started to come out around the time that like Harry Potter was ending, and I was just like, I already have like this teenage drama franchise. I don't need like
Yeah, I like.
And then
like,
I feel
I'd
like
ra-
at the same time Twilight was coming out, and I was like, enough of this. Like I don't want any of these.
Yeah, like it's like, yeah, yeah. I just missed out. It was not like I don't think I think I watched one Hunger Game movie, but it was okay. and I just didn't feel like I needed to watch anymore. I feel like I saw it, but outside, so like I'm not really interested in them. I do like dystopian stuff and kind of like I'd rather read the books than watch the movies anyway. So
Yeah.
usually, they do. They're allowed to do more justice. I don't know. It's easier to get into when it's a book.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But overall, Snow White, bad movie.
big thumbs down
le-
for me.
Yeah, 100%. Let's jump into NFL news. I think one of the big ones this week, Trey Hendrickson, his career right now is in limbo.
Yeah,
About a month ago, he requested a trade, and then once he saw that T. Higgins and Jamar Chase got those fat contracts, still crazy to me that the Browns shelled out money and were able to sign both of them.
yeah,
He opted to stay, and now he realizes he's still not going to get a big contract. So the last thing I read, he said he's going to. Reports are saying that he might sit out games until he gets the contract he wants. I don't know how that's going to go over. Historically, the Brown family does not pay people. I mean, there's people have left that franchise left and right because they won't get contracts. I think it's an absolute anomaly that Chase and Higgins both got signed. So I don't know what's going to happen. I can't even. I don't even know what to guess. Like,
yeah.
if
Like
they're going to be able to sign him or not.
The problem with their team wasn't their offense. The problem with their team was their defense.
Oh, their defense is so bad.
Like,
man.
like people were like, oh, but Trey Hendrickson has like the most, like one of the most pressures, the most sacks or something like that. Like last year, like yeah, he's the only one on that team who's like, other than like he's the only one on the team who was good like last year.
Well, they had Sam Hubbard too, and then he retired. He just
Yeah,
retired.
Sam Hubbard was good. But
Yeah.
But like, you have two offensive. You have one. Joe Burrow is being paid a lot. Jamar Chase is being paid a lot, and T. Higgins is being paid a lot. And like yeah, I understand keeping your quarterback happy and like kind of like doing all that. But like, the Bengals have always drafted good. Like, I can't remember a time when they didn't have like a really good wide receiver. Like they had AJ Green, and then they had Mohamed Sanu, who was also really good. Did they draft him or did they get him in free agency? Either way, he was good for them.
They drafted him.
Yeah, so they had Mohamed Sanu,
and then they had what's his face
Jerome,
too, who went
Jerome
to Detroit.
Simpson. Well,
They had Jerome Simpson.
But like they've always drafted well wide receivers, and now they have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and they have like I forget their third string, like starts with an I.
I can't say his name. His name.
Yeah, I don't want to butcher it.
It's complicated.
It's like I'm pretty sure it's like Anthony. If I saw it, I could be able to say it, but like it's even actually never mind. I take that back. Even if I saw it, I would still don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, either way. And then they have Chase Brown, who is really good, who like came into his own last year once they stopped giving the ball to Zach Moss. Like Chase Brown was the better running back last year versus them. I know Zach Moss got hurt, and then came back, but like when Zach Moss did get hurt, Chase Brown stepped up and kind of like was their bell cow back and did really good. So they have three weapons, really good weapons on that team. It's just like hopefully they just draft defensive players and hope for the best, like I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. Like I said, I have no idea what's going to happen in this situation. It's just, especially, like I said before, Max Crosby re-signing with the Raiders really fucked the whole pass rusher market. Like, all these guys are expecting to get those giant $80 million contracts now. And the Bengals definitely are not going to do that. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens to Hendrickson. Aaron Rodgers, another one whose career is still in limbo.
Yeah,
with the Steelers on Friday or Saturday. The meeting went well, so
yeah, we'll see.
Kind of leaning towards there right now. The scoop is either there or the Giants.
No, I'm pretty sure the Giants just signed Winston, so not there.
Okay,
anymore.
So the Giants are out.
Yeah,
the Vikings were out last week.
The Vikings were out last week. I just know that despite him throwing probably like 30 interceptions, Jameis Winston. That I think I like that signing as far as like if you want an exciting team.
Yeah, he'll
Despite
definitely make it interesting.
despite how I feel about Jameis Winston as a person, he still is a he pushes the ball. That's about it.
Yeah, he'll definitely give a yard. He'll throw up a ton of yards. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
someone said they should draft Travis Hunter, just so as a wide receiver and play him on both sides of the balls, just so whenever Jameis Winston throws a pick, he can tackle the person who gets the pick.
That's hilarious.
So
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I still like. Look, Rodgers is another one of those football sports figures who's controversial. You either love him or hate him. I feel like. I don't like. Here's the thing. I like him because he's like this free thinking weirdo. You know. I don't agree with everything he says.
yeah,
Because I don't agree with everything that anyone says.
yeah,
But I think he's an interesting guy. I think he definitely said shit where I'm like, okay, well, you can't like. I definitely think
he
he
definitely.
takes the eyes off the field onto him a lot more
Mhm.
than he should. But you also have to look at his stats last year. He finished off the year really. I mean, he threw 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and he had over 3,000 yards, which is honestly with that awful Jets team is pretty damn good.
I think
So
hot take. I think if they did not fire Robert Saleh, I think they would have won more games than they had. Because
100%.
when they got rid of Robert Saleh, who I didn't think was that bad of a head coach, I thought like
No.
his choices at quarterback with Zach Wilson and stuff like that. You can nitpick him all you want, but it's like it's Zach Wilson. He's not that good of a quarterback. Until he proves me wrong, he's not that good of a quarterback. And like stuff like that, like losing the locker room, quote unquote. Like, but that team, that defense was like fifth in the league before he got fired, and
Yeah.
and like
Well, it's because they pulled Ulrich, their defensive coordinator. He had to pull over to head coach, and then it took all of his focus off the defense, and then they just receded.
yeah,
They
and
were
then it's
bad
like
after
whoever
that.
was like stepped up for the DC didn't do nearly as good of a job as him.
Yeah.
Which like also maybe he's also like their coach. Like that, he's not a good head coach either. Like some
Right.
some coordinators just can't be head coaches. Like
Yeah, that's true too. And that franchise, it's like they're not a real franchise. Like that, if this was like European soccer, the Jets would have been relegated for the past like 25 years. Like they're not going to be good until Woody Johnson sells that team. To be
yeah,
honest, with
honestly, he's just Woody Johnson is just too involved. Like some owners, like yeah, it's good that they're involved. Woody Johnson is not one of those owners. Also looking at you, Jerry Jones. You need
dude,
to take a step back.
Woody Johnson, he hired like a hiring firm, like a headhunting firm, to find his new coach, and they interviewed like something crazy, like 100 candidates or something, and narrowed it down for him. I'm just like, I feel like you should be the one going through this process, not a group of people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
It's just weird. But anyway, getting back to Rodgers, like I think Rodgers going to the Steelers would be good for both parties. Because one, the Steelers don't have a quarterback; they have Mason Rudolph. He's gonna win you like 5 games. And it's just like I said, Rodgers was good last year with a bad team, and yeah, he's old, but he can still sling it. I mean, I was watching highlights of his throws to like Devontae Adams last year, and they were just all of them were pretty nasty. And it's like you're putting him up with DK, and then
George Pickens.
yeah, George Pickens. So it's like you got 2 good, solid receivers.
They have a
They
decent
shouldn't
tight
have
end.
Yeah. Fryermuth's good. They shouldn't have let Najee walk. I think that was stupid.
Yeah,
but
I think I'm guessing they might be drafting a running back this year.
yeah,
That'd be
it's
my
kinda what
guess
it seems
because
like.
as much like as good as Jalen Warren can be in like at times, I don't think he's a lead back.
No, I
He
think
had-
he's a good third down guy for sure.
Yeah, he definitely had like his chances to prove whether or not he was like a lead back, but yeah, I think and also I think the organization of the Steelers is a much better run organization, and they'll probably
yeah,
at
dude.
least hold Aaron
100%.
Rodgers accountable for like the things he says. Like,
Yes.
like ends up be like, hey, dude, you need to like stop, like relax.
And from everything I've read and heard, him and Tomlin have had a very good relationship. Like they're very good friends.
Well, that's
from
cool.
everything I've heard, and they have been for a while, like a decade or more or whatever.
Mhm.
So I think it's pretty set in stone that he'll go there. But I also think part of me also thinks he might just retire.
Yeah.
He could just retire out of nowhere. I mean, he's been dragging this thing out for so long. Maybe he is considering retirement. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't. It would as like I really like a good meme, so like I think it would have been funny if he went to the Vikings just to have the same exact career Brett Favre had.
As Favre, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of retirement, Michael Gallup is coming back in the league, signed with the
Yeah.
Commanders. So
He'll be a
who
solid.
knows how that's going to go?
He'll be a solid like fifth string receiver for them.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, man. He was really good, and then he just started getting hurt.
Yeah,
every
it
year.
sucks. I hate. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's just one of those players that just like he got hit by that injury bug and just like couldn't recover from it.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm pretty sure like one of his seasons he had like over 1,000 yards and like, and he's only 29 years old. So like,
Yeah,
like
yeah. His second
like-
year with Dallas, he had 1,000 yards.
yeah. So like, I mean, he can put up decent to big numbers, and like, I think sometimes maybe a year off, like, if you're going through a bunch of injuries, can kind of like help you and get you back on your feet. And if he's like good enough to make the team, like to at least past the physical, like I like Jaden Daniels, and like maybe he can get a couple touchdowns or two, like to change like. I don't know. That team really didn't need wide receivers, I didn't think. Like, but I mean,
Well, so I just saw that going into 2025, they only had 2 people under contract. So it was McLaurin and then it was Luke McCaffrey. Those were the only 2 receivers they had under contract for this upcoming year.
so like,
Yeah, they lost De'Ami Brown and Olamide Zaccheaus to free agency. So they don't really have wide receiver depth right now.
yeah.
But they do have Debo, too. Forgot about that. So they have Debo.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I didn't think like before they signed Michael Gallup. I think they traded for Debo, which I think is like kind of underrated. Debo did not do good last year. He was hurt, right? If I'm not.
That whole team wasn't good last year, though.
Yeah, that whole
The
team,
whole team was just a mess. So
yeah.
the Niners had a rare down year.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're gonna have your down year if your like whole defense is like if your whole offense is like injured and like kind of like you have Christian McCaffrey who's like on every like down back and trying to replace what he can do by himself with like it's like just the next man. They have a really good philosophy with next man up and they are successful that way like with the 49ers like kind of finding these like backups who are good, but like they lost. Was it Jordan Mason? Did they trade him? Pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, I don't know. I think it could. I mean, honestly, I think signing Michael Gallup is a good move, but we'll see.
Yeah, let's see if he makes it through training camp even, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of, Najee Harris just got brought up a moment ago. He was roasting Pittsburgh during an interview last week, talking about how they have no offensive identity ever since they lost Big Ben.
Well,
that's kind of funny.
Kind of true.
Yeah.
Like,
I do think bringing in I think Artie Smith is going to be a good OC for them, though, to be honest with you. I mean, he already looks better than fucking who's the dude they fired.
Matt Canada.
Oh, terrible.
But it's not hard being. It's like going from like someone who averaged 9 points a game, as an offense to like I think they're like there are times when they look stagnant, but I don't know if that's just like a lack of execution of the players or just lack of play calling as a coach. It's kind of hard to tell as far as things go. I mean, like, with another actual good wide receiver on the roster, because they kind of were running like one wide receiver, and like I'm struggling to even think who their wide receiver 2 was last year outside of George Pickens, and Freiermuth. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean Najee's in. I almost said San Diego. He's with the Chargers now, so let's see how that goes. Hopefully, he can add to that offense because their offense has been kind of up and down the past couple of years as well.
I mean, yeah, they were
Even
really
after
good
bringing in
off
Harbaugh.
the run last year, but
Yeah. All right, let's shift over to the NBA. Thunder are going to win the finals. I'm calling it now. I've never been more confident.
I would like. Here's what I would like to see. I would like to see the Cavs versus the Thunder in the finals.
Yeah,
If
I would too. I would too.
Yeah, like I would like also to see LeBron win another championship, but that's because like that's the inner like child in me, like with like bringing just like rooting for someone from the Northeast Ohio to win another championship. But I think as far as things go, like unless the Lakers are 100% healthy, they're not really gonna. They're as far the Thunder is the stopping block because they are just that far ahead of everyone in the West.
Yeah, I do get nervous. Like being a Thunder fan, like we always lose in the big games. I mean, dude, that 3-1 lead we had on the Warriors in the Western Conference Final was just like heartbreaking. KD's last year.
Yeah.
And going into the playoffs, like I'm always scared of LeBron-led teams in the playoffs. Like it doesn't matter if they're coming in as the Lakers as like a 6, 7, 8 seed, whatever. I could care less if they're the last seed in the West. Like you can't just like wave your hand at like a LeBron-led team. You know what I mean?
Like even when they got, I'm pretty sure
they're always going to play hard.
Yeah, even when they got swept like by the Nuggets, like 2 years ago, they still like the point differential was like 5. I'm pretty sure overall, and I'm like, okay, like, but even now, like, I think their biggest weakness had been the Nuggets for like the longest time as far as the Lakers, and then since adding Luka, they kind of figured out how to like beat the Nuggets.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And the Nuggets are good, dude. Like the West is always stacked, so it doesn't matter how. For me, it's like I don't care how far ahead you are in the standings. Like it's just always nerve-wracking, no matter if you're the 1 seed or whatever. And honestly, I prefer being underdogs, so it makes me even more nervous that like we're going to head in the playoffs, most likely being the 1 seed.
Yeah.
So it's like,
well,
I don't like that. It just makes me even more nervous, to be honest.
Yeah, you are. I don't think I think at this rate, I don't think anyone can catch you guys unless you like take a dive. But like, I think
we'll see.
Realistically, I think because of though you guys are really young as far as the team goes, I think the experience that Shea has.
He's so good.
Yeah, I think it's not like as far as Shea can take you. I think Shea will probably put up his numbers no matter what. I think it's like if everyone else shows up, like everyone else in the playoffs, like because there are times when it feels like it's just Shea and then kind of like no one else is hitting their shots.
Yeah. You think Shea wins MVP?
I think so, especially like recently.
It's him and Jokic.
Jokic got hurt, so like
they
were like looking. I like saw this video of like what each MVP, what like the top like 7 people who are like even considered for like MVP. They were talking about like Shea and how like like if Shea wins it, like the thinking of like who would like between him, KD, and Russ as who is the Thunder GOAT, like as far like the best player to play for the Thunder, and it's like now it's a conversation if he wins the MVP, which is kind of crazy to think about. You know what I mean? Like. Honestly, like if they ever were to get rid of like unless Sam Presti retires, like he has like with what he's been given, he has built like successful team after successful team. And like the fact
it's insane, man. Especially like I was just talking to someone the other day about the gamble he took on Shea. Like Shea played 1 season with the Clippers and he didn't even start a full season, I don't think. And they traded for him. And then now he's going to qualify for a max. So it's like, it's just crazy, man. They traded for him. Everybody thought it was nuts giving up Paul George at the time, but then they got so much back.
Yeah, I think even if Shea wasn't nearly this good, it's still like they won the trade. Like because you look at Paul George now, and he's like
Yeah.
this year has been rough for him. Like it sucks. It sucks to see, because like when he's good, he's good. But like that Clipper, that not the Clippers just got swindled in that trade.
Yeah. 100%. That organization sucks too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like
Bronny had a biggest game of his career so far the other night. 17 points, pretty wild.
It's crazy. Like you think what?
You think it's an anomaly, or you think he's getting better? Because I think he still sucks.
I think he's getting better. Like we're talking about like of the 55th pick in the draft, who is like I think 21, who like also came off of like literally nearly dying on the court.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is crazy, like how far he's come. Like it's like it's a 55th draft pick. I hate that, like how much people talk about him, as far as like oh look at Bronny, he had 4 points, but he was like 0 for 5. Like he only gets in blowouts or when they're down. So like I think he is getting better. Like 7 for 10 like is really good. Against it wasn't like he was playing the scrubs either. He played I think at least like 20 minutes that game. So like or maybe a little bit more. I'm not 100% sure how long he played, but like 7 for 10 is pretty good. Like they were getting blown out most of that game, so like they were short staffed. They didn't have I don't think they had any starter.
Yeah.
Maybe one, but yeah, I think he will get better. But I don't think unless he like it's hard to tell because you're like at the end of the rotation and you know.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to wait and see. The Warriors have been on a run, 13-2 in their last 15 games. Ever since they traded from Jimmy Butler, it's a whole different team.
Yeah, it's like he's like a catalyst. Like it's kind of hard like to.
He's a good number 2 for Steph. Like I feel like Steph just needed another number 2 after Clay. Like after Clay
like,
moving on.
Outside of him, like outside of Steph, there's like no offense. So like it's kind of easy to not really no offense, but like there's not as much offense. It's kind of hard when you're like, oh, if your shot's off, then your team's basically gonna lose. So I think that's probably like another team that probably could be scary in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, they make me nervous just because, especially the Thunder's history with the Warriors in the playoffs. So it's just like, yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah,
and like, I don't know. I just feel like it was such a good trade too. Like I love Butler. I've always liked Jimmy Butler. But it's just like I feel like we're in this age of the NBA where it's like if you don't have 3 good solid guys in your starting lineup, you're not really gonna do damage. And so like they got this third guy in, so it's him and Steph and Draymond, and now it's just like, it's just kind of the way of the NBA right now. I feel like.
Yeah, it's like you need some like also like like I think every team has at least 3 guys that they can count on, that are good, like good teams. But yeah, I don't know.
The Celtics sold for a record $6.1 billion, which is just insane to think about.
I just can't picture like that much money in my I can't picture it. It just is crazy.
This Bill Chisholm guy bought him. He's like a tech. I think he's some sort of tech. Yeah, managing partner for Symphony Technology Group.
I didn't even know they were for sale. When I saw Bill Chisholm, I just thought of Jazz Chisholm from the Yankees. I'm like, are they really any relation?
Yeah, I think I knew they were for sale like a year ago, and it was something like, I want to say the family that owned them were just like pissing money away, and they were just like, we can't, we can't do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Celtics weren't faltering, but like, I want to say whoever their principal owner was just like he was having a lot of financial trouble, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool, I guess. $3.4 billion, the team that just won the finals, so they're just getting a giant owner in to just throw money at them. So that's cool, I guess. I don't know. we'll see. It
Yeah.
could be like who knows, man. Ballmer bought the Clippers and they've just been ass.
Yeah,
So
they've been like kind of like yeah, they've been quote unquote good, but like no one
no
is
one's scared of them.
no, yeah, exactly. No one's like, oh, the Clippers. Like, I don't think anyone's ever like the Clippers could be the one seed, and no one be afraid of them. Like even when they were like Lob City, like no one was afraid of them.
Yeah.
Like,
I put this one in here for you. Miles Turner's a punk bitch. Picking fights.
hey,
Picking fights.
cool it, because his sister just got put to the like she like collapsed in like yesterday's game or the day before. Like, but she's okay.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened, but she like randomly collapsed. I didn't really read it because like I don't like reading things unless it's like unless you like till later because it's all speculation up until like the report comes back that she's okay. But she was like on courtside watching the game, and then she just collapsed, and then she was like taken taken out in like a stretcher and stuff like that. So like that's kind of crazy. I just got the update like yesterday, I think, or Friday. But yeah, she's in. And then I got another update
Yeah,
that she was.
that's insane. I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I don't know. I saw that. Like the after of the fight, he's like, I mean, you got to be ready for those.
That's
It's
wild.
like,
Yeah, Turner got in a fight.
yeah. Did he get ejected or did the Nets guy get ejected?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
I'm only half joking though. Like, cause who's it? Water.
It was against Nets. Let me look up Nets fight. Miles Turner. Yeah. Oh, it was Trendon Watford, Miles Turner react to fines after fight. Yeah. So it was Trendon Watford and Miles Turner. Like it just was at the end of the game. They're both fined for $35,000, and also Andrew Nemhard was fined for $20,000 for being involved. But now I know Miles Turner said that it's good to kind of be ready for those because you don't want to lose your like emotion, towards the like in the playoff situation. And kind of like be ready for that to just kind of like get those out of the way and kind of like it's fine to like during the regular season if you get ejected, but like if you get ejected, you might you might not be available for the next game. So like he just kind of like took a mature approach after it. So yeah, didn't he wasn't he offered a lot, and then because he like just left, he just took a huge loss as far as like what he was expected to get versus what he got. So yeah, so like he could have gotten 8 million from just being in AAA, but now he's on 1.5.
Um, the Guardians' rotation looks kind of bad. They just re-signed Bieber, or they signed, or not Bieber. They signed
Bibby,
Bieber last year. Yeah, but they signed Bibby to a pretty 4 year
like a
extension.
5 year, five yeah, or yeah, it's like a like with an option in like 2030.
Yeah, which I'm happy about because he for sure is our second best pitcher. But like,
He stepped up last
it
year.
looks abysmal behind him, man. I just like I'm so nervous about it.
Yeah,
Like,
I think they
what?
finally I think they
And what?
finally finalized it today. Though
Yeah, I
I
mean,
saw that one.
at
Go
one
ahead.
time
Sorry.
Tristan was good. And it's just like
Hmm.
he's been hurt so much, and then he got set down last year and just wasn't good. And he hasn't been particularly impressive in spring training, so it's just like I don't even know what to think about him.
Yeah.
And I
He's
just like,
coming out of the bullpen this year, so like he'll start there. So
yeah,
maybe he's just better in like short stints.
yeah,
Huh.
I don't know.
Like I don't know. Maybe he could be a good like I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he can be a closer or something like that. Do we still have shit, what's his name? He was our closer last year.
Class A,
Yeah, do we still have Class A?
yeah, oh yeah,
Okay, good.
got him under
Good.
contract. He's a beast.
He is a
This,
beast.
I will say this is the first time going into opening day that I'm actually nervous about our starting pitching rotation, which is like the first time in like 15 years I've been able to say that.
I think also it's just like the expectations are higher, though we're not really predicted for anything like this year. Like we weren't well, but also we weren't predicted for anything last year and look where we got.
Yeah,
So who knows? I mean maybe we can like trade for some guys eventually and get them in our like rotation and or maybe our rotation can kind of solidify and kind of maybe they're better than they're showing in spring training.
yeah,
Um,
that is
but
true. I don't know. I trust them. They have, you know, they always put together solid campaigns despite all the odds. So I don't know.
yeah,
I'm excited for baseball to start. So we'll see how they do.
I'm kind of excited. It just more of like the psychological thing because baseball means warm weather, and I'm just kind of over this like cold weather.
Yeah, there you go. That is true. All right. Anything else that's been you've been reading, watching, listening to?
Um.
I just finished up Severance, which is very good. But
Oh yeah, I am on episode 5, so I'll probably watch it a lot this week. I am enjoying it so far. It is kind of what I kind of like, probably what I like. I've been kind of like looking for a show that like makes you kind of confused and think and it not like more like what's going on rather than like oh this is confusing like what is happening actually and like it's been fun um but I'm going through the Wheel of Time series right now, which has been like
oh,
a labor in itself because there's like 14 books. I'm on book 2, almost done. Probably by the
isn't
next
that
time we
a
have
that's
enough.
a show on Amazon, right? Isn't that a
Yeah,
show?
I'm kind of like gonna watch it eventually. I heard the first 2 seasons were just okay, and then I heard the third season is really good. If you're like a fan of the Wheel of Time series, that is.
Right.
They were like, oh, it's kind of like they were like kind of concerned with it, but then I'm hearing like, oh, I'm a longtime fan of the series. I didn't really like I like I thought the first 2 were okay, and then I heard the third season was really good. So I'm kind of maybe eventually we'll watch that once I get um, up to the point of where it is in the like where they're at in the show. So that way I'm not like spoiling myself and kind of have more context of what's going on.
Right.
But yeah.
Nice. I've been reading a lot of Invincible. I started reading
Oh
since
really? You started reading the series?
yeah, since the season wrapped up. I was like, let me read. I tried it with The Boys. The Boys
Hmm.
comics. I've heard this from a lot of people that are like really into comics. The Boys comics, they're not as good as the show. Like the show definitely is better for sure.
Hmm.
And I couldn't really get into the Boys comics. I read a ton of them, but I don't know. It's not as fun as the series.
Hmm.
The Invincible comic seems like it's going to be as fun as the show, and I'm enjoying
Yeah.
it so far. Um, so I've been reading that. I've also been reading. I'm still reading Game of Thrones. I just like
Mm.
I rewatched the series a couple months back, and so I started the first book, and I'm still reading that.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I want to continue after I read that because here's the thing: I don't want to get into those books if he's not going to finish the last 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to
Yeah.
waste all that time.
I will say that they're good, but I also agree like you want a conclusion to your time you put into it.
Right. Right.
Like I finished those books in like 2018. Um so like when it was still like there was some hope and the series was still going on. So like kind of like in the hype of like everything Game of Thrones wise, or like when I think it finished in 2018. I'm not 100% certain. But like when it was hyped and stuff like that, so I was kind of like just like using the show as motivation to kind of like get background context and kind of like see where things differ and kind of like are the same. But yeah, I would like a conclusion. Every update I get, it's like, oh, George R.R. Martin is doing anything but.
He finds any reason to not work on those books. He did just give an update the other day, though, that said it's the easiest thing he has to do on his plate is finish those books, and he has to get back to it. So I was just like, well, fucking do it, dude. Like,
yeah, I think
he's like in his mid to late 70s. Like, dude, like you don't have a lot of time left, and he's not like the healthiest person. So it's like, good lord, man.
There was some author analyzed like a small time writer analyzed like how him and like who's big in the series who's big in like fantasy right now is Brandon Sanderson, how each of them approach writing. And Brandon Sanderson loves the writing process, as far as like kind of like the edits, like the monotony of kind of like going in and editing your book and kind of like changing things as you go, where I feel like George R.R. Martin doesn't really like the writing process. He kind of just wants to get it over with. And like, because obviously once you finish your draft, you're gonna have to go through edits, and I just feel like that's probably not as exciting as like producing a show or producing a video game or something like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap this thing up. You got any crazy stories this week?
I have one weird one.
All right.
A German soccer player's child bites a referee's crotch, forcing the game to be canceled.
What?
So there was a recent. This happened. This is a while ago. I just saw this. This was from last month. But I saw this and I had to share this with you because I thought it was so crazy. A recent soccer match in Germany was postponed after an unfortunate injury to a referee. According to Latin Times and can't pronounce that, Rheinschei Post and National World, the incident occurred just before the match between FC Taxi Duisburg and FC Rot-Weiss Mulheim began on the 23rd of February. Referee Stefan Kahler was reportedly conducting his routine pregame checks and checks of the players' passports when a small child who was on the field doing gymnastics gave him a sharp bite on his left testicle.
Oh my god. That is ridiculous. All right, that's the show. If you're listening, like and subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify, and we'll be doing this weekly, so make sure to check it out.
Tune in next time.
Bye.
Bye.